The book is called The Not So Subtle Art of Being a Fat Girl. Just thought I'd put that in there because I'll forget.
Most of these bitches is petty, 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 petty. Most of these bitches is petty.
Bitch! Yes, it's your girl, Petty Paige, back at it again with yet another video for you hoes. Now, today's video is a little bit slightly different to the kind of videos it is that I would usually make because it is to do with the plus size community. I ended up getting my hands on some exclusive information that I shouldn't have, but information that I have nonetheless, in regards to Tess Holliday and some things that she has said about a couple of the people that she's worked with previously. But before we get into today's drama, I know a lot of you guys wanted to know why I hadn't made a part 2 to last year's Tess Holliday video. I made quite a long video, and long and lengthy video, talking about Tess Holliday and the scam, quote unquote scam, situation that allegedly happened in 2014. A lot of people didn't know about the situation. A lot of people now feel a little bit more enlightened into Tess and her character because of the situation. And I had every intention of making a part 2 to the initial part 1 of the Tess Holliday story. However, there is a reason that I won't be doing a second part to that story. The reason that I'm not going to be doing a second part to that story is because the original video got demonetized by YouTube. So I made literally zero, I am talking pennies, like less than £20 off that video overall since it's been up. And that video has a fair few views. Now, a lot of people are going to be wondering why YouTube is demonetized. I don't know. At them, bitch. I have no idea why YouTube decided that this, out of all of my videos, with all of the profanity and swearing that I've been doing over the years, that was the video that they decided that they wanted to take down. Well, it turns out that anything to do with body positivity, and one person that you do think of when you do think of the body positive community is Tess Holliday or Tess Munster, depending on how far back you've been a fan. So with that said, I made no money and I don't intend on putting a lot of hard work into projects if I'm not going to get a return. I need to keep my light bills on, you know? I mean, the next video you guys could be seeing could literally be this if I carry on. Bitch! Yes, guys, it's your girl, Petty Paige, back at it again with yet another video for you hoes. So yeah, we're gonna have to keep the lights on here, okay? Anyway, with that said, Tess Holliday has found herself in a little bit of controversy because there are people out here who have been able to find information that I would never in a million years be able to get my hands on. I just want to make that very clear that I have no idea how I have my hands on this information. I just do. Because apparently all 2019 people are keeping their foot on Tess Holliday's neck. Okay, so the scandal comes a couple of days ago, on Tuesday, I believe, where Tess Holliday posted up on her social media a screenshot of a conversation that she shared with somebody by the name of Mama Cox, XX, where they said the following. Why is your cover on their website? Is it April Fool's Day? In response to this, Tess Holliday posted the following. Don't you love it when your former agency, who stole so much money from you and you haven't seen a penny from your book sales, tries to take credit for your success? I'ma scream. Now, underneath there was a bunch of people, some of them are public influencers and stuff, who have left comments underneath this post, so I have actually blanked out the people's names. And also, this was found on Tess Holliday's personal Facebook, which I do believe is her government name, so I'm also not going to be posting that either, because obviously, she's entitled to her privacy just like everybody else. It's just that some people were like, no, Paige, you need to see this, bitch. But if you would like to read what her community on her Facebook had to say, take a look. Now, initially, you would read this and not think it's inherently bad. However, if you've been following Tess Holliday's career, you will know that she was signed to an agency called Milk Model Management. Now, Milk Management are a UK/Europe-based management company. They also do talent management as well as model management. And she was their very first plus-size model that was of her size when they signed her. Because obviously Tess was the first of her kind, at the time that she got signed, it was virtually unheard of that any anybody who was a size UK 26 or a size US 28 would be signed to a label of this size, and they have huge names on their roster. So as you can see, they have some pretty big names rocking with milk management. However, it's been no secret that Tess hasn't really worked with milk management for quite some time. I noticed this some time ago when she was taken off the plus size model section of their website. And I'm gonna give an approximate date, but I'm gonna talk about like approximately a year ago, I noticed that she was no longer on the plus size model section of their website. However, she was still on the website as being a part of their talent roster or their influencer roster, which seemed quite bizarre to me because the whole promotion that went behind Tess Holliday at the height of her success and boom on social media and within the news and the media in general was that she was the first plus size woman of her size to be signed as a model to a major agency. So I did question, why has she been taken off the model section? Why have they delegated her as an influencer or as part of the talent section? I assumed that things had just been moved around, and potentially because she was not bringing in as much money as a quote-unquote model as she was as an influencer or as a person as part of the talent roster, that they decided to make sure that it was known that she was an influencer, somebody who could provide influence rather than being a model, you know? But going back to the initial post that started off the entire controversy, I was surprised to read the section where she said that she never earned a penny from her book sales, because I thought, wait a minute. 2 years ago, I went to an event called Curve Fashion Fest in the UK. I tend to go every year. My best friend models it every year, so I go to support my friend. 2 years ago, she was actually at the Curve Fashion Fest promoting her book. So I was like, if she's not earning any money from her book, why would I see her promoting her book, doing a paid-for event where she would have been paid to promote her book at Curve Fashion Fest? It makes no sense. So I initially already knew from the jump that that information did not sound right at all. So I did my best investigative journalism, super sleuth, at your service. And I decided to contact the publishing company to find out if this is true. I reached out to the publishing company and said the following. So I said, hello, my name is Paige and I run a gossip blog online called Petty Paige with over 130,000 subscribers. I'm currently doing a story on one of your girls, Tess Holliday, who has declared that she has not received a single penny from the book deal she had with Blink Publishing through Milk Model Management. I'm hoping that you can clarify whether this is true, if you have forwarded funds from the book to Milk or to Tess herself, or possibly an external agent. And if at all possible, would you be willing to provide a statement for my viewers? I expect this video to be up on my channel in the next few days, so your cooperation would be greatly appreciated. Regards, Paige. Look at me, sounding all professional and shit. And then I sent them a link to the aforementioned post. A representative from Blink Publishing said the following: hey Paige, thanks for the email. Can you please leave me with this? I will look into it and come back to you within the next 24 hours. So I pretty much just left them to it. I thought they'll get back to me if they want to get back to me. In the meanwhile, I decided to contact Milk Model Management to see if they would give me any clarification. However, I have not heard anything back from Milk Management. So whilst I was waiting, I decided to speak to an industry insider, somebody who has done a lot of publishing and book deals and all that kind of stuff in their past. And I asked her about how getting a publishing deal or getting a book deal works. So basically, I was told that how it works is, initially when a company approaches you to make a book, they will give you a lump sum. That is essentially a deposit for the book that you are likely to complete. Then what ends up happening is the individual, after having that lump sum, will take the time to write their book. And once the book is completed, they will get another lump sum after the fact. Now, depending on the contract and the stipulations agreed between all parties, what would usually happen is the individual that wrote the book would then receive like a monthly payment of royalties or residuals, whatever it is that you want to call it. But obviously that would be a pre-agreed amount between herself, the management company, or the agent, if you will, and the publishing company. But initially, from reading that email, how that email read to me was like, excuse me, Absolutely not. So basically what happened literally the next day is that Tess went onto her social media and posted the following about feeling like an invasion of privacy because somebody has reached out to the company or whatever, and this is what she said. Yet again, someone has taken screenshots of personal things on here and sent them to a trashy gossip site. They're me. They'd be me. Hi! Why do y'all have no respect for me as a person? And I kind of wanted to touch on this briefly. Now, whilst I do not condone people going over to people's private Facebooks and taking information from them, I think it's important, regardless of whether it's private or not, as an influencer, that you do not say anything that is slanderous to a company. For instance, what she said there by saying that she never got paid from her book deal could have implications for not only Blink Publishing, but also Milk Model Management if the information is not true. I found it quite concerning that she decided to post this on her private Facebook and not actually publicly. I feel like if I'd have done a sponsorship for a company that I've done sponsorships for in the past or whatever, and I wasn't paid for the work that I did for them, I would be putting that company on blast on all of my social medias, and rightly so. So it was quite confusing to me that Tess didn't post this publicly, but she decided to post it on her private Facebook. But not only that, like I said previously, a lot of the people who commented were a lot of plus size bloggers, a lot of plus size industry insiders. So with her inherent influence, whether it's public or private, she still has the ability to essentially ruin and crush businesses by saying slanderous things on the internet. I had an inkling that this wasn't true, but I just wanted to verify the information. And Blink Publishing did in fact get back to me, and they said the following. Hi Paige, we're offering a brief statement below about the monies we paid in good faith from a spokesperson for the publisher. I do not wish to be named, but obviously we aren't in a position to comment on any dispute between Tess and Milk Management. I also need to make it clear that this response is on our behalf only, and you need to go to them for any additional comment. So she said, Blink Publishing has paid all monies invoiced by Milk Management in relation to the book, The Not So Subtle Art of Being a Fat Girl, as agreed in its contract with Tess. And that was from a spokesperson from the publisher. So basically, Blink Publishing are saying absolutely not. We gave Tess every single penny that she was supposed to have. We did it and invoiced it through Milk Management, so she's not received that. That is between her and Milk Management. So then I decided to do some digging and find out what actually did happen, like I said, around a year ago with her and Milk Management. And as you can see from the screenshots that I will leave somewhere on the screen, that on the 21st of July 2018, she made it known across all of her social medias, private and public, that she is no longer working with Milk Management. The book that she did, The Not So Subtle Art of Being a Fat Girl, was published in August 2017. So it is possible that any royalties or residuals that she was earning after the point that she declared publicly that she was no longer working alongside Milk Management was not paid to her. But once again, until we get that confirmation from Milk Management, I don't think we're ever going to really know. All I do know is that Milk Management, I have heard through the grapevine, through industry insiders, etc., are not the most ethical company when it comes to working with their clients. However, there is a lot of people, I think Callie Thorpe is with Milk Model Management, as well as Felicity Hayward, who is another plus size model who is with Milk Model Management, and a bunch of other people have had long and lucrative careers with Milk Management. So I don't know whether this is just a test thing or whether it is something that is common or known with Milk, but an industry insider has told me that they are not necessarily the most ethical group to work with in their experience, allegedly. We gotta cover our backs. We gotta cover our backs because I ain't having no lawsuits. Not this year, okay? Anyway, after posting her second post saying that a trashy gossip site was getting the information from her private Facebook account, that trashy website would be me. She then went through and allegedly, I have no access to her private Facebook, so I have no idea, but she allegedly deleted the previous post, which was the post that she initially posted alongside the screenshot, basically saying that she never earned any money through her book deal.
And that's already coming across as suspect to me, because like if she has in fact deleted this, then I'm sitting there like, if I said something and I knew it was true, then I'm not deleting what I said. Like, I said what I said, bitch. Do you get what I mean? If anything, at this point, Blink Publishing is kind of like going along with her narrative that is possibly Milk didn't pay her, but they have paid on their end and they're 100% adamant on that. So if who she's talking about is Milk not doing their part of everything, then essentially then the whole thing just kind of looks sus, because I'm like, well, if you didn't lie about Milk and they really are being unethical, then why did you have to delete it? I don't know, just my 2 cents.
Anyway, that is about it for today's story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's just a small little tidbit to do with Tess Holliday. Like I said previously, I will not be doing a second part to my original video. However, if you would like little Tess the Mess updates, then I am more than happy to do these kind of small updates, because they take me a few seconds to do. And to be honest, she keeps doing and saying some problematic shit on the internet, you know? But as per always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like it, if you don't, I don't give a shit anyway. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification with the bell so that you guys get a notification every single time the Petty Paige posts new content. I personally think that this whole thing is a mess, but people have got their foot on Tess's neck. And if I was Tess personally, I would scratch that Facebook and make a whole new one. And possibly, you know, have a separate, if you want that private space to speak and trash talk companies that you've worked with or are currently working with, we don't know, then maybe do it anonymously, you know, because people still know that regardless of whether you are the pseudonym Tess Holliday or whether you are Ryan, you still have the kind of influence to crush and destroy companies if the things that you're saying is not necessarily true. Because regardless of whether that was public or private, if I was a company and you were saying some inherently negative things about us, I would be looking to sue. But that is just my humble opinion. And don't take my opinion for it, because I'm just petty. Bye!
Petty, 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 petty. Most of these bitches is petty.